Okay, guys, before we start, I would like to tell you how to actually attempt your IELTS reading test altogether. Like, you need to answer all 40 questions, and many students come across with the problem of time management. They hardly complete two passages, and then the time is over. So, I'm going to tell you how to start your test and how to go about it, and everything about the test. Remember, in IELTS reading module, we have three sections and the level of difficulty increases. That is why you should try to give as little time as possible to section 1 and you should spare more time for section 3. Important point, okay? When the test starts with section 1, in section 1, two type of questions are there. That is true false not given, the first type, and the second type is sentence completion. Whether it is academic IELTS or gender training IELTS, you mostly get these two type of questions, true false not given and sentence completion. Now both question types are type A. Type A means questions and answers are in order. Remember one thing, in IELTS reading, it is not necessary to read everything, that you read every line, every paragraph and all that. Like yesterday, somebody was saying that somebody told me first you read all the passage, then you read the questions. And I said, okay, then in 1 hour you can do only one passage. You cannot complete the test. So you are not supposed to read all the passage. Remember, it's only 30% of the passage which you need to read to answer 13 or 14 questions. Then you move on to the next passage, just 30 to 40%. I mean, once we complete a test, you can see only few lines, like 13 questions, we read around 13 to 15 lines and we find all the answers. Very important point is finding the location of your answer. That is important point. If you are reading paragraph 2 and the answer is in paragraph 1, most definitely you are wasting your time. And in the end, you will guess your answer and then you will go on, and this is how you will have several wrong answers. Now, important thing is when you read the question, from the question you need to find a clue word, and that clue word can be exactly the same in the passage or there may be the synonym of that clue word. So what you have to do, you need to find the clue word from the question and then find the portion of the passage through scanning which is related to that clue word. Now the first target is to reach the location in the passage which is related to the question. And there are two type of questions, type A where questions and answers are in order, and type B where questions and answers are not in order. I tell you, most of the question types are type A. Type B questions are only two. Number 1, which paragraph contains the following information? For type B questions, you will have to scan the answer all across the passage. Okay, and for every answer you have to go to different part of the passage, and for type B questions, questions and answers are not in order. When we talk about which paragraph contains the following information, it is type B. Then list of headings, it is type B. Now other questions are actually type A questions where questions and answers are in order. Now there, for example, you start with question number 1. True false not given. It may take a little more time to find the answer to question number 1, to find the location. Once you find the location, then you need to read on and on and on, and systematically you will find the answer. Sometimes you will find the answer in the next line, sometimes next paragraph. And again, the clue word is very important. Again, do not read everything. Learn to scan. When you are scanning, you are not reading, you are searching. You are searching for a word, you are searching for the synonym of that word, you are searching some specific information there. So this is what you need to do. In part 1, you will find sentence completion, true, false, not given. Now, in every passage, every section, for example, section 1, they will give you the order of questions, but you're not supposed to follow that order. You have to see what is good for you, what suits you. For example, true, false, not given, multiple choice, completion type of questions, yes, no, not given. All these question types are type A. So you can start with type A and then you can move on to type B questions. Sentence completion is the one you will find in every passage of IELTS, academic or general training. So you need to start with sentence completion, then you can go to true, false, not given and find. So you need to decide, for me, this question type first, this question type next. Do not follow the order that they give you. Another important thing is, if you are appearing in paper delivered IELTS, you have to transfer the answers to the answer sheet. They give you an answer sheet and you have to transfer all those answers there. Now, what do the students do? They leave the answer sheet for the last few minutes. Okay, whatever is on the answer sheet, examiner will only check that. And if you have completed all your reading test and nothing is on the answer sheet, I have seen students getting 1 band only. Okay, so transferring the answers here, that is important. Now, what's the best technique? Once you finish part 1, write down the answers here. Then you complete part 2, write down the answers here. And when you're doing part 3, you find any answer, you write it down here as well, because this is the most important document. This will be scanned and it will go to the examiner. Okay, so time management. Now, your time can be managed when you do not waste your time. Remember, average time, according to me, average time per question should be 1 minute. If you have good understanding of English language, 1 minute per question is very good time. It's enough time. You read the question, go back to the passage, you read that and you find the answer. So 1 minute is very good time. Now, it depends on your understanding. Many students read and read and read and then they realize they don't understand what they are reading. See, we can read English, no problem, but there are different words and sometimes, whatever the words are saying, you do not understand that. One more thing, it is not compulsory to understand every difficult word in the passage. Again, people say, unless you understand the passage 100%, you cannot answer the question. It is not necessary. I mean, the understanding of, as I said, it's only 30% of the passage which is related to questions. 70% is not related to questions. So you don't need to understand all the passage. You need to understand that 30% which is related to questions. When the words are used in the context, then you can guess the meaning of the words. You can see, okay, this word may have this meaning, and then you can see what the topic is, and you will find several words there that you can guess the meaning and you can go on with it. So don't be afraid if you find new words, but at the same time, you need to brush up your English reading. And the best way to improve your English reading is IELTS passages. If you are academic IELTS candidate, just get book number 8, 9, 7, 6 and read passages. Okay, if you are general training, just read general training passages for your understanding without questions. First, you can read passages without questions and that's gonna work for you. Okay, so don't be afraid. And the best way to improve your vocabulary for IELTS reading is from the passages. You will not find this vocabulary elsewhere. If you think that first you learn vocabulary, 1,000 words, 2,000 words, then you will come to this. No, this is the best way. It's just like driving. As you drive, you learn driving. Without sitting on the driver's seat or driving seat, you cannot learn to drive. Okay, so you need to solve the passage. Whenever you find a new word, you should have a dictionary in your mobile phone. You can just type in the word and see, okay, this is the word, this is the meaning. And you can note it down in your personal diary. You may have a diary, something like this, and you can note down the words as well. But again, one more thing, you should be aware of your target band. For example, if your target band is 7 and you are academic IELTS candidate, you need 30 correct answers in IELTS reading. If you are general training IELTS candidate and your target band is 7, you need 34 correct answers. Marking criteria is different because level of difficulty is different. Academic reading is more difficult than general training reading. So that is why they have this difference in marking criteria. So you should be clear that my target is 6 band in academic reading. And for 6 band, I need 23 correct answers. So you may target 25, 26, and if you're getting 25, 26, it means you are ready for 6 band. So according to your band, you should know how many answers should be correct. In reading, there will not be any spelling mistake because you're going to copy the word from the passage and then you're just going to paste it. Yes, if during copy paste you make any mistake, then there can be some problem. And when you write your answers to the answer sheet, try to use all capital letters. Whatever you write, use all capital, your answers will be right. And when you write capital letters, your handwriting is not ambiguous. Your handwriting is very, very clear. So it's going to help you as well, right? And again, important point, reading needs time to practice and to develop. It's not that I give you the tips today and tomorrow you will be a perfect reader and you will solve reading test 9 by 9 band, not possible. You get the tips, then you solve the test, then you practice, then you realize, so gradually your score will improve. One last thing, whenever you attend a reading test, for example, out of 40, you get 25 correct answers and 15 answers are wrong. So what you have to do actually, when 15 answers are wrong, you need to investigate into those 15 answers. That why these answers are wrong, why my answer is false, actual answer is in the book, correct answer is not given. Investigate. When you investigate, you know the answer. Now you want to see in the passage where is the answer, why is the answer, location and explanation of the answer. When you find the location, you know the answer, you know this is the question, this is the answer. Now you need to investigate why that answer is correct, why my answer is wrong, what is the reason. This is how you will improve further, right? Step by step. For example, if now you're getting 20 correct answers and you investigate into 20 wrong answers, then your score will improve from 20 to 21, 22, 23, and gradually you will be able to get your desired band. Finally, let me give you a warning. Reading is one of the modules that can cheat you, that can destroy your IELTS result. I have seen many IELTS UK VI students who need 4 each and they get 3 in reading. I have seen many academic IELTS students who need 6 each and in reading they get 5, 4.5. Even I've seen a student who got 3.5 in reading. So reading can destroy your IELTS result. So that is why you need to pay more attention to that. Whenever you practice IELTS, you need to see which is my weakest module. If your weakest module is reading, give some extra time to reading. If you're doing listening 1 hour a day, writing 1 hour a day, do reading 2 hours a day. This is how you can beat that very thing, right? All right, thank you.